When I woke up this morning, if I was going to talk Chargers, which you know I am every single day, the only person that I can talk about, the only news that was surrounding and just going nuts for was Ladd McConkey. They have found their next wide receiver, and I know that it's too early. I understand that it's June 18th. I understand that Ladd McConkey is just a rookie and that he was the 34th pick in the NFL draft. But I am here to tell you that he is going to be the next Keenan Allen. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say he's actually more athletic than Keenan Allen, and you are going to see it on the field. And Justin Herbert is already talking this guy up. Now, usually at this time of year, quarterbacks are going to talk up their wide receivers. Coaches are going to talk up both the rookies and the people that are deeper on the depth chart. That's normally what's going to happen. But what are they saying? Are they saying he's come along nicely? He's gonna help contribute for us this year. That's one thing. All right, that's one thing. Let's get this volume up just for you. All right, that's one thing to say. Another one is to say, yeah, he's looking good. We're really excited to have him on the team. We're excited for him to do good things. That's another coach speak. That's another quarterback speak. But when you start to get specific with things, that's where stuff starts to change. All right. And Justin Herbert came out to give some absolute praise for the rookie, Ladd McConkey, in his first media availability in the offseason. When asked about the former Georgia product, he said this. He said he's just picked up the offense so easily. We've always said McConkey is a professional. All right. Don't worry. There's more. It's not just he picked up the offense easily. We've always known going in that McConkey might be one of those guys that is so ready day one. He's coming out of a fantastic program in Georgia. Now, I know that it hasn't been a wide receiver factory, all right? It's been a running back factory, and it's been an anything defense factory out of Georgia. But it is a good program. And when you watch Ladd McConkey at the college level, he won with his athleticism, he won with his speed, and he won with his brain. He was one of those guys that was very good, both in man coverage and finding the hole in the zone. That is what he did. And usually those things don't end just because you come to the NFL. Now, are NFL defenses a little bit better at disguising what they're doing than college defenses? Yes. Of course they are. But if you can pick up a playbook and you can pick up an offense so easily, then on the offensive side of things, you also have more complication, so it fools the defense as well. And if you're in the right system, that's going to turn out really well for you. So he said he's just picked up the offense so easily. It's like he's been a 4 or 5 year vet. All right, that's the next part of this quote that we're going to break down. He's been like a 4 or 5 year vet. What is the thing that we are worried about with this Chargers wide receiver squad? All right, if you're going to ask me, my worry is that the talent, like the players that are very, very talented, are very young. And the players that have that, what's the word I want to use? That veteran presence are okay, right? I would say Palmer's the only one who kind of bridges that gap where he's both has a few years under his belt, and I think he has the amount of talent to be something good, something special. I don't think he's a straight up bona fide number one. That's not what I think. But yeah, so anyways, this video isn't about Palmer. We can talk about him. But anyways, when you hear that the guy who has the most athletic ability in this wide receiver room, that is the youngest in this wide receiver room, at least based on years experience, is now playing like a 4 or 5 year vet, that he has picked up the offense like a 4 or 5 year vet, now you're all of a sudden getting somewhere, and it's looking a little bit scary, all right, for other teams, because we know this team's going to be able to run the ball. So if Herbert has a new favorite weapon, hello, all right. He said he understands the game. He understands leverage. He's a smart player. He's very athletic. He can beat man coverage, and find the soft spot in zones. All right, so he's smart. He's athletic. He can play against man. He can play against zone. Done. Book it. This guy is going to have a good year. This guy is going to have a good year. Here's what he reminds me of, if I'm just being honest. Coming out of college, when I saw him, I'm going to make kind of two comparisons for you that I think just makes sense for Ladd McConkey. One is Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it's because I'm not going to just do the standard typical, he's a white receiver, so I'm going to compare him to a white receiver. Don't worry, that's for next. All right, but what you see out of him is a guy that, will probably be suited for the slot at the NFL level. Probably. Just because of his frame and size and just kind of the way he is a technician with his routes. But at the same time, that doesn't mean he's limited to the slot because he can do everything. All right, and that is what St. Brown was coming in. When St. Brown was coming into the NFL, what his college coach said and what his high school coach said, I forget which one it was, said, I think if you cut open and looked inside his brain, it would just be a football, right? Like if you cut open his head and looked inside, his brain would be a football. That was the quote. And Ladd McConkey is similar in that respect, where he just flat out understands the game. Now, my next comparison is the standard one, and it's a little bit of Adam Thielen. And it's Adam Thielen as he progressed through his career and started to kind of be that player that could play anywhere. All right, I'm talking about the one that was there when he was with Diggs and then became the man in Minnesota. I think that McConkey absolutely has that type of ceiling, and actually McConkey is even more athletic than Thielen was. So you've got to look at these things and just be like, okay, this makes sense. This is really, really good. So those are my kind of two comparisons. And then to just make things even sweeter, it's so funny. They say he signs historic rookie contract. This is the CBS Sports article, and it's like, please click on me. All right. Look, contracts are layered. Right? You can only give a player so much. The only wiggle room that you have is in guaranteed money. And for the 34th pick, it says, per NFL Network, the Chargers and McConkey have reached an agreement on the 4-year contract that gives McConkey the most guaranteed money in NFL history for the 34th pick. All right? Other 34th picks in recent years were Christian Watson, Michael Pittman, Donovan Smith. All right, so he is going to get the most guaranteed money. Now, this is happening after they've been able to see him practice for some time. They've been able to see OTAs. They've been able to see minicamp. And now they're realizing, like, yeah, this thing is more of a guarantee than we thought, so we're going to give him more guaranteed money. Historic, I mean, he's getting the amount of money that he's slotted to get with the 34th pick. Yeah, he's getting as much guaranteed money as he can. Great. Good for him. That is exactly what you hope for and exactly what you were drafting. I think that he was drafted, I don't know, like as the 6th, the 7th wide receiver, 8th wide receiver, I don't know, in this draft. And I'm telling you right now, when it's all said and done, when the careers are over, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if this guy ended up being the 4th best or 3rd best out of this historic draft class, or even better. Again, I'm going to talk about the St. Brown comparison. I'm going to talk about that. He was drafted, I think, at the 16th or 17th wide receiver. He is statistically the best coming out of a loaded class that included people like Jamar Chase. I'm not saying St. Brown's better than Chase. That's not what I'm saying. Relax. All right. But he is at minimum the 2nd best receiver in that class, with an argument that if he stays consistent, he could be better than Jamar Chase. All right. Thanks for watching, and excited to see what McConkey is going to do this year. If you have a fantasy football draft and he is sitting there for you in a rookie draft, like on a dynasty league or something, and he's sitting there at the end of the 1st round, he's sitting there at the 2nd round, do not hesitate. Just draft him. Just do it. He will be good for you. Great dynasty pickup. All right. Thanks for watching. See ya.